They're the new voices in the House and Senate, and while they might be newbies, they're already trying to make their mark. When he got to the top of the building, cops were waiting for him with handcuffs. Los científicos ya se refieren a estas pruebas como todo un hallazgo. For the first time in a long time, the tides in Washington seem to be turning. That's when the countries that make up the permanent members of the UN Security Council, plus Germany, will meet with Iranian leaders. It will be the first direct negotiations between the US and Iran in 30 years. After elbowing and shouting your way to a quick interview with some of the biggest stars, winning is actually getting them to say something entertaining.
I saw George Clooney a couple of moments ago.
Did you say anything?
No, my heart palpitated.
Steve Carell says that he saw you and his heart palpitated a bit. What do you think about that?
Well, he can say that because I was with him one drunken evening and he puts out.
The government is about to fall because there's no butter.
It's the great Norwegian butter shortage!
What do you mean there's no butter in Norway?
Just look at those butter lines!
They're smuggling it in from Sweden.
Although Swedish officials deny it.
How many zeros behind the settlement?
Oh my God, file this one under rich people's problem. Yeah, you know, we were wondering what was she gonna get with this divorce. He's worth a lot of money. Just to give you an idea of the craziness that is Sex in the City, hundreds of people waiting for hours. Now, how long before you stand on one of these and you don't feel scared at all? And how long before you feel like they're paying you enough money for this? So it's all shot in this green room, then the computer animators go to town with the special effects, shooting stars, doves, anything under the sun. So this is what you call in TV land a junket. The Billy Elliot kids over there being interviewed. Josefina Scaglione from West Side Story being interviewed over here. And right over here is Allison Janney, who's going to be interviewed by CNN in 2 seconds. Virtual shows are shot and edited just days before Fashion Week kicks off, then webcast while other designers are under the tents. Instead of 30 models, 1 or 2 can cover the runway. How many looks are you putting on today?
I don't know, maybe like 10,
Do you
15?
get paid 10 times as much?
Maybe I should ask that.
What's the first thing you need to think of when walking the virtual runway?
Here I go.
Here
I
I
look
go.
amazing.
I look amazing.
I love what I'm wearing.
I love what I'm wearing.
Ready?
Yes.
Boom. Feel the beat. Move your arms. Look straight ahead. And bam.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard says this is proof it's ready to crush any country that threatens Iran. A bold show of force that has the international community on high alert. The short-range missiles were fired just 2 days after the U.S. and its allies exposed Iran's underground nuclear facility near the holy city of Qom. Iran has since admitted to the site and claims it exists only to create nuclear energy. But U.S. officials estimate Iran is 1 to 5 years away from being nuclear weapons ready.
We don't believe that they can present convincing evidence that it's only for peaceful purposes, but we are going to put them to the test on October 1st.
That's when the countries that make up the permanent members of the UN Security Council, plus Germany, will meet with Iranian leaders. It will be the first direct negotiations between the U.S. and Iran in 30 years. The U.S. says Iran must stop enriching uranium or face crippling economic sanctions. They expect Russia will be on board, but China's commitment is unclear.
The Iranians are in a very bad spot now because of this deception.
Iran promises to continue testing missiles over the next few days, despite the diplomatic ripple effects around the world. Itay Hod, CBS 2 News. On a windy weekday afternoon, Israeli combat soldiers gear up for their daily patrol in one of the most dangerous places in the Middle East, not far from the Gaza Strip. And while they look like any other battalion, they're anything but. This is the world's first and only co-ed infantry battalion where women outnumber men 60 to 40.
The boys and the girls go through the same things here.
I think women just have a huge impact and a lot to give.
Private Risa Kelmer wanted to be part of it so much, she came here all the way from Baltimore.
Baltimore, we call it.
How does a girl from Baltimore, Maryland end up in the middle of the desert fighting?
That's really cold at night. I ask myself that too.
While on vacation in Israel, Risa decided to put off college and enlist. You're confident that if a terrorist comes at you, you'd be able to shoot him?
I would do what I had to do.
You wouldn't miss?
No, I wouldn't miss.
Women are such a key part of the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF has opened more than 90% of its jobs to them. Women make up 1/3 of Israeli soldiers. Compare that to the U.S., where women only account for 14% of its troops, and they're still barred from many combat units.
This battalion was the butt of jokes for years, until last September when 3 infiltrating terrorists were shot dead in a hail of bullets. When the smoke cleared, it was one of the women who had fired the lethal shot. For Risa, it was a way to give back while doing some serious butt kicking.
This country is beautiful, and I'm protecting something that's worthwhile.
Putting her life on the line for a country that is now her second home. For the Daily, Itay Hod on the Israeli-Egyptian border.
Derek Hough wants to be a song and dance man. He started out as just another performer on Dancing with the Stars, but after waltzing to a win last year, he's expanding his repertoire.
We do write our own music, and we play everything, on the album.
Even though he's famous for his hips, his passion is music. His band, Ballis Hough, is about to release its debut album, a collaboration with his best friend and Dancing with the Stars colleague, Mark Ballis. And yes, he knows everyone will be wondering,
aren't those the dancing guys?
Yeah, definitely. They come in and they're like, oh, here's these dancer boys, in their little tights and little dance ballet shoes or whatever, But once we started playing, I think we've kind of won everybody over that have seen us play live.
At 23, he has several fan sites. He's dating actress Shannon Elizabeth, his partner from season 6, and this season he's teaching rapper Lil Kim how to bust a move.
2 and 3. I was a little worried. I'm like, oh man, I hope I'm cool enough for her.
I was a bit intimidated when he tried to teach me a few moves.
Hey, yeah, that was cool.
Now he's stepping up his game, tapping the ivories to fame and fortune. Itay Hod, CBS News, Tenafly, New Jersey.
Winning an election isn't so much about democracy as it is about demographics. Youth reporter Dimitri Martin explains.
This year, the race for the White House is on everyone's hot list.
Youthquake.
A youthquake.
Youthquake.
But who can we turn to help us understand these people?
This is CBS News. I'm Itay Hod.
Whoa, this guy is just like the youthiest reporter ever. Plus, he isn't stuck on some old-fashioned TV network. He does reports for the internet, where only young people know how to find them.
Now, if you really want a message that resonates, you may want to hit them up with a text.
Whoa, this guy's everywhere.
The youth vote is appealing to candidates because this year, more than any other year, they could make or break someone's candidacy.
Itay practically invented the youth vote. He knows you can't just explain stuff to kids in a thoughtful manner.
The more graphics you have on the screen, the more appealing it is to kids.
Because what they respond to is magic.
Not following.
The only way to connect with young voters is to become one of them. E, tie me a little knowledge off.
If you're going to a place where young kids are hanging, you definitely don't want to be looking like this. You definitely don't want to be wearing like a suit.
What about turtlenecks?
Then you got to learn how to speak their language. Approach them, but not, hey, you got to vote for Obama, but, maybe, what's up?
What up?
What up?
What up?
A good candidate today is tight.
Yo, Hillary's tight as
I guess.
Romney. Thanks, brah. Really sweet tips. But I think I got it from here.